welcome to today's version of today's Living Word. I'm Dwayne Matz. We're continuing in the book of Isaiah, his heavenly vision that he had. And today I want to spend one more day on this idea of Isaiah's unclean lips. And this blog is entitled Conversation. It's a lot more than yakking. Isaiah 6:5 says this, "So I said, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips." Isaiah here, we see, has been stunned by the awareness of his own utterly sinful condition in the presence of the holiness of God. And I think it would be useful here to look at an old and basically unused definition of the word conversation. Now, in modern usage, we have limited its definition to the dialogue spoken amongst people. But years ago, the word was used to depict conduct or behavior. In fact, the King James Version of the Bible uses the word 20 times in that vein. And do you see the value in uncovering this definition again as it relates to this passage in Isaiah? Because the lips in this passage then become a barometer of the behavior of men. Now, let me give you some examples from the scriptures on the use of the word conversation. Psalm 37:14 says, "The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation," upright of the way. Galatians 1:13, "For you have heard of my conversation in times past on the Jews' religion, in the Jews' religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of God and wasted it." That was the Apostle Paul speaking. Ephesians 4:22, "That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts." Philippians 1:27, "Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Christ, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel." Hebrews 13:5, "Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have." 1 Peter 1:15, "But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation, in all manner of living." Now we get a better understanding of why Isaiah was bewailing the unclean condition of his lips. He was basically confessing that his behavior, his conduct, his conversation, if you will, and the conversation of his people was unclean or sinful in the sight of God. Now, something's going to have to be done about this condition, or Isaiah is going to have to leave the presence of God. Well, more on that next time. For now, what would unbelievers, what would Gentiles, what would the people around you say about your conversation in this world? Is it God-honoring and worthy of the gospel by which you were saved? 1 Peter 2:12 reminds us, "Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation." I'm Dwayne Matz, and that's today's Living Word.